Y'all listen here. Welcome back to the podcast. Today I have powerlifter Heather Streible with me today. She is the owner of Replica Screen Printing. She actually printed this awesome shirt, right?
Yes.
Pretty good stuff, right?
Good stuff.
So we're going to talk about female powerlifting.
Okay.
And for people that may not be familiar with powerlifting, what is like the difference in powerlifting and like bodybuilding? And can you give us a little explainer?
Powerlifting is basically you do three movements. So you're doing squat, bench, and deadlift. You're just moving weight up and down. I did strongman. I started in strongman. It's a lot more moving. I don't have a lot of bodybuilding is more, you're looking more aesthetics.
Like a physique.
Yes. You're
versus
looking,
like strength, right?
Yes. Not saying that all bodybuilders are not strong, but with powerlifting, you're trying to move the most weight. You don't have to look pretty doing it. So, yeah. So that's kind of the difference between the two.
So it's not like, you're going to go home and like kick your husband's ass or something.
No, I mean, you might want to every once in a while, but no.
What's like the craziest gym fail that you've like seen at the gym or maybe that you've experienced yourself?
Probably the craziest thing that I did, and it was, I apparently forgot that I was loading plates off of one side and the bar flipped over and I about took somebody out. But, in the competition, there's some crazy stuff that happens. Guys shooting blood out their eyeballs.
We've seen the videos of people like literally pissing themselves.
That's always a fear, especially a woman. And it does happen. But that's just part of lifting, especially for women. That's part of lifting heavy. And it does happen. So, yeah.
So do you ever get into the gym and like you'll put on a song on repeat? You just listen to that song over and over while you're at the gym?
Not so much because I try to be very courteous to my gym guys because we don't always see the same music. But when I'm in the zone and I'm ready to hit heavy numbers, usually my go-to song is Rampage from Gravedigger. And it's not much of a song, but...
Rampage sounds like a good workout song.
Yeah, it is. And the guys know usually when I turn that song on that I'm in the zone, don't mess with me. Because I have to get to a certain place to lift really heavy and go really dark. So, yeah.
So if your muscles could talk, what do you think they would say to you after like one of your most brutal workouts?
What did we do to you? My body says that a lot. It's like, what have we done to you? But yeah, I think I've come a long ways. So probably I didn't start, and we talked about this. I didn't start lifting until I was 40, and probably about 39, I ended up breaking both my ankles, and so I had competed in different things, but I had to quit competing in strongman because of picking up weight and moving just wasn't an option. So when I started this journey in powerlifting, I had to basically start from scratch. I wasn't supposed to squat because my ankles did not give me the mobility to squat. And so that's something that I have worked so hard on over the past 3 years is to make my body do something that it did not want to do. And so my ankles are all the time saying, what have you done to us? And there's certain days that they just don't want to cooperate. And, but it's something that I've had to overcome.
So how do you keep yourself motivated to want to get in there? Is it like the feeling of a competition? Because you do compete professionally.
Yes. I'm the type of person that's very goal driven. And so I have to have a goal. So whether it was, competing in strongman, getting ready for a photo shoot. I was doing a Viking photo shoot at one point to try to get, and so I put things in place, and competition's the best thing for me to do. So I wish I could say that, people ask me all the time, how do you stay motivated? Well, if I don't put something in place, then I'm going to slack off. So I try to have at least 2 competitions a year, just to give me something to drive towards.
Now, I do want to preface to people watching, we are at the Hive. They're here in Glasgow, Kentucky, and they so graciously agreed to let us come and shoot here. So if you hear stuff in the background, they're back there baking, and they gave us some delicious
Yes,
drinks.
she even made coffee for us on her off day.
How sweet is that? What is the best thing that powerlifting has taught you about life outside of the gym?
I will say this, not so much about powerlifting, just lifting in general. I always had a love-hate relationship with myself. And it wasn't until I started putting the time and care into myself and actually had put myself first. And that was hard for me because I've always been a person to take care of everybody. And when I turned 40, I knew I had to put myself first. And so I think that's something that completely changed my life, and lifting and powerlifting and strongman and just working out, really changed. I thought, if I can put something and put myself first for an hour a day, then that's going to help me throughout the rest of my life, whether it's making sure that I can use my aggression throughout the day on my lifting, or anything that's going on in my life, I can push that through. And, lifting just as people say, why do you go to the gym? Well, so I don't kill people. Because, it's such a big part of, there's days that, no, I don't want to go to the gym every day. But it's times that for my mental health, I need to go to the gym.
It's crazy that you bring that up, because that was my second question was, how do you mentally prepare? And it's, going to the gym releases those frustrations in life. And would you say anything to anybody that's thinking about going to the gym, or maybe they're intimidated about starting?
With me, it was the intimidation factor. Of course, when I started going to the gym, I was close to about 300 pounds. And I was morbidly obese. I was terrified. I didn't know what I was doing. I would sit down the night before and scroll through the internet trying to figure out what movements I was supposed to be doing for the next day. And I was terrified to ask for help. And it was like, I would go to the gym and all these big burly guys were there. Because usually when I was training, the fire department was there, and I was terrified. These guys save people's lives for a living, but I was terrified to ask them for help. And that's such a huge not communication, but
Misconception?
yes. Usually the bigger guys, the bigger they are, the more they want to help, because, they all had to start somewhere. But usually, people get intimidated and they don't know how to use a machine, or not for sure if they're doing their form right. And they're terrified to ask for help. But usually everybody there would be more than willing to show you what to do and to give you a spot, or to help you, finish a lift, because, it's sometimes they need help too. And I hate that that's, been it took me that long to realize that those guys are the ones that you really want to talk to, because they're going to make your lifting experience so much better.
Have you ever had a moment where you realize, like, damn, I'm strong? And if you did, like, what was it?
My last competition that I benched over 200 pounds, that was my goal. Like, when I started lifting, I thought if I could bench 200 pounds, that would just prove how strong I was, because none of the girls that I lifted with before was lifting that weight. And if they were, 15 years younger than I was. But that was the one goal that I knew when I hit it, that whatever I did afterwards would be great, but that's where I wanted to get. And I ended up benching like 203, so.
I have a really silly one, okay?
Okay.
Can we hear your best grunt? Like, "Urgh.
No.
Come on,
No.
give us just one, one.
No.
If you could have one bro meal for the rest of your life, something that you ate every day, couldn't get sick of, what would it be?
Well, it's what I eat probably now, chicken and rice. My best friend, she taught me the correct way to fix rice. And so I eat chicken and rice all the time.
Thank you so much for like just not being afraid to be yourself and, you know, proving that you can do what you want to do, and regardless of like what people think of you or the stigmas about it. And I think it's awesome to like see you, not only are you a power lifter, but you're a business owner and you're a woman and you're representing so many people that could potentially be afraid to go out there and do what they want to do.
Yeah, I think that's, at the end of the day, that's what I wanted. You know, I wanted to be a role model for women and just prove that it's okay to be different. It's okay to move heavy things, and it's okay just to be yourself. Because in these day and times, sometimes being yourself is very hard. And you just got, you know, it's okay to be different.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's an awesome way to end it.
Yep.
Can we get just one grunt?
You know, see, I don't grunt. I have, you should see some of the faces that I make. I mean, the faces are horrible, but
Thank you so much, Heather. Appreciate you guys watching.
thanks.